In version 4, you have a brand new flower library to use when creating your wedding and events. So if you go to settings and flower library, you'll see that your flower library is now populated with over 1,000 different varieties of flowers. So you've got pictures as well with each variety for you to use. So if I just scroll down, you can have a little look, and then you can just scroll along the pages. You can also search for different flowers. So for example, if you want to see all the pink flowers that are in your library, use the filters at the top. And here we go. I've got a list of all my pink flowers. And then if you want to edit any flowers, so for example, if I want to edit this chrysanth, so I want to use the wording of the colour slightly different. So instead of the pale pink there, I want to call that blush pink. And I'm going to save that. And then that's saved there in my library. Now, if I get rid of that pink and I type in rose, that's going to show me all the roses that are in my library. Now, most of your roses have the varieties in. If for whatever reason you want to use the flowers without, again, just click in and then delete the variety and save. And then you're just going to get a standard orange rose there. Okay, so to show how you use this flower library in your wedding and events, if you go across to wedding and events and either create a brand new one or open one up and then go over to your styling tab. And then I'm going to scroll down to flower palette. Now you can see I've already got one flower palette in here, but I'm going to create a new one to show you. So I'm going to click add. Then if you're sat with your client and you're wanting to show them a selection of different types of roses or a specific colour of flowers, this is a really good tool for them to see things, as well as, you know, yourself to be able to think, oh, okay, you know, does that variety of flower come in that specific colour? So if I type in blue and then click enter, what Strelitzia is going to do is give me a list of all the blue flowers that are in my flower library. And then I can select one and that adds it to my flower palette and so on. So again, I'm going to have another look at another blue flower. So I'm going to click the clematis and then I'm going to go green. Oh, and I'm going to put some asparagus fern, and then I want some eucalyptus in that as well. There we go. And then I can change the name of the flower palette. So example, these might be ceremony flowers, and then save. And what that does is it lists the palettes. So you could just have one big flower palette, or if you want specific flower palettes that are really specific to the ceremony or then the bride's bouquet, you can do that as well. And then I'm going to save my event. And then when I go across to items, so I'm going to, this wedding has got lots of items in, but I'm going to add a brand new item in to show you. So I'm going to add another bouquet. I'm going to go for a bridal shower. What I can then do is select a flower palette to go with this item. So I want to select ceremony flowers. So again, you're going to see there that I've got the blue cornflower, I've got the clematis, the asparagus fern and the eucalyptus. And I'll enter in a price. And then click save. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom. There we go. We've got that bridal shower bouquet with all those varieties there. Now, when I click workroom view, what that does is opens up my stem count below the product. So again, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom so you can see the one that I have entered in. So we've got the bridal shower bouquet here, and what that does, it automatically puts in those flowers from your flower palette into the start of your stem count. It's going to put in quantity 1. If you've added a price into settings, that's where it's going to put the price in here, and then you can edit that to up the quantity. So for example, I'm going to edit that. So my silver eucalyptus, I'm going to charge that about £10 for the bunch, and then save that. So again, you can see my numbers changing. So if I do cornflower, I want 10 cornflower in there. I'm going to price those at £2 a stem and save. And you can see that this is all adding up here. Okay, so I'm now going to save that. Then when it comes to my buying list, so I've created my stem count, I can then go to workroom and buying list, and I'm just going to change the date filters so that that wedding comes up. Click there and select buying list. And what this does is adds all my stem counts up for me and puts them in a list ready for me to either send to the wholesaler or log in and start my buying. Okay, so let's go back to wedding and events. I'm going to go back to my confirmed, back into that wedding. Okay, so to show you how your flower palette shows in your summary, so I'm now in Florist View, so this is all the information for you. So I've got my flower palettes, colour palettes, mood board, and then we've got the items and everything listing as we go down. Let's scroll back up to the top, and then if I click into Client View, I've then got, a nice big picture at the top. And again, remember, I'm viewing it on a computer screen, so that looks a lot better when it's minimized and on a mobile phone or on the PDF, which I'm going to show you in a second. You've then got your flower palettes here, your color palettes, all of the details of your wedding and your mood board and your designs. And then things like your venue details, any notes and delivery details, and then any payments at the bottom. Now, if I click Client Summary PDF, that's going to load up, and I can then either save this onto my own computer and then attach it to an email, or I can instantly email this from my Strelitzia system to the client. And again, you can see here on the PDF, you've got your flower palette showing there for your client to see.